Hey y'all, welcome to Kamira's Kitchen. Today, baby, I'm showing you how to make a delicious peach cobbler cheesecake, and I put a little touch of Hennessy in there. But don't worry, if you don't like that, you can still make this cheesecake and it's going to be banging. And best off, it's so easy. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing, I have some Golden Grams, good old Golden Graham cereal from your childhood. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to pulse this in my food processor. Now, at the end of all of this, you want to have 3 cups of Golden Graham crumbs. So I ended up taking about 5 to 6 cups of the Golden Grahams, pulsing them together. And then when I measured them, they were about 3 cups. Then I'm going to go in with some cinnamon, a little bit of salt, as well as some brown sugar and some butter, baby. Now, if you don't want to use Golden Grams, you can actually use those cinnamon graham crackers. But since I was going to use Golden Grams later on in the recipe, I definitely didn't want to buy 2 things. Let me save y'all some money, okay? Now, this is going to make a thick crust. So if you want a thinner crust, you can definitely use half the amount of the Golden Grams and make your crust. Or actually, I feel like this recipe could certainly make 2 9-inch cheesecakes, because you'll see that I had some leftover batter. But anyway, I'm going to bake this in the oven at 325 degrees for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to take a large can of peaches and then like a 15-ounce can of peaches that I have drained. Okay, I've drained the small one. And I'm going to put this on medium-low heat and put in a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg and cinnamon go really great with peaches. A pinch of salt to balance out the sweetness. Okay, it's not going to be salty at all. About a teaspoon of cinnamon, as well as a half a tablespoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of lemon extract. Lemon and peaches really complement each other. The tartness from the lemon kind of cuts the sweetness of the peaches and it enhances the flavor. I put in 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I took some of the peach juice that I reserved. So I took some of the peach juice from the large can, I put it in a bowl, and I mixed in about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, this is where I added in 2 tablespoons of Henny, but you could also add peach bourbon, you could add a little bit of rum, you could leave it out if you don't do the alcohol thing, okay, and it's still going to be bomb. I then put in about 1/3 of a cup of sugar and I mixed this together and I just let this simmer until it thickened and then I let it cool. Now in my bowl, I have 5 blocks of cream cheese at room temperature, and you're going to go in there and you're going to beat them things, okay? You're going to beat them things like I done talked about your mama, because you need to get out all them lumps and you don't want no lumpy cheesecake. No, baby. Then I have 1 cup of room temperature sour cream. That's going to bring the tang and lots of flavor. I'm going to beat that in very well. And I'm just going to throw in 5 eggs. You could do the 1 at a time thing, but honey, I won't try to do that, okay? I put in 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla, a teaspoon of lemon, about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I did 3/4 a cup of white sugar and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, and then I beat everything together well. Now, I done told you, it's going to be key you get all the lumps up out of this cheesecake, okay? If you got lumps in this cheesecake, you know they're going to talk about you, okay? So you better take your time, use that spatula, and get all them lumps out, okay? It's going to be easy, but you better put in the work. Now, as I said, I feel like this is enough batter for 2 9-inch cheesecakes. However, if you are making a 12-inch cheesecake pan, you should have no problem. So have this recipe if you have a 9-inch. Like me. Then once I put in some of the batter, I then went in with some of my peach mixture. I reserved some to the side for the topping, and I just started to swirl it into the cheesecake. I want those peaches all up in my cheesecake, okay? Not just on the top. Now, I ended up filling up mine until it got to about the rim. Probably should have not put in quite as much batter, but it's okay. Now, as you see, I had some butter run off. This has been baking at 325 degrees for 1 hour and about 5 minutes. I should have put foil around the side of the pan. I don't know what I was thinking. I totally forgot about that. Honey, I don't know. But you know what? There's cracks in the cake and stuff like that, but it still tastes good. Look, we home cooks. Y'all know what to do, all right? So I let this cool overnight, and then I'm going to put a topping on it. I have 2 cups of Golden Grams. I'm going to add in a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, and then I'm going to take a little bit of this butter cake mix, just the dry mix. This is going to add some sweetness to it, and it's going to help it get a nice crumble. I'm going to put that over the cereal with a little bit of the butter. Y'all, I just drained that butter that was in the pan from the cheesecake. Like, I wasn't going to waste it, okay? We're going to throw it away. It did taste good. It wasn't burnt, so, you know, I just took it and I mixed it into the graham crackers, and I just crumbled everything with my hand, because you want that flour, well, I should say that cake mix, and the sugar and the cereal to all just come together. I'm then going to bake this in a 325-degree oven for just about 8 to 10 minutes. You just watch it. You just want it to get a little toasted. When it cools down, it'll be super crispy, and that's going to add a nice crunch to your cheesecake. Now, on my cooled cheesecake, I'm going to go in with the rest of my peaches, and I'm going to decorate. Like, come on, baby. Make it look cute. Do y'all see that? Honey, everybody who had this thought this was so pretty. And before I take my cheesecake out, I like to go around with a knife just to loosen it up, especially when you have these thick crusts. You're going to want to do that. And then when I popped it off, I decided to go in with a little bit of that crumble. And then I just reserved some of the crumble to the side. That way people can add more crumble as they like it. But trust me, they will, because this crumble is really good. It has a nice crunch, and it complements the sweetness of the peaches, the little warmth of the Henny. Y'all, this is just an all-around winner. Now, I let this sit in the fridge with the peaches on it for just about 30 minutes before I went in and cut the cheesecake, okay? So I'm going to go in and make myself a big slice. Baby, tell me how many slices of this peach cobbler cheesecake are you eating in the comments, okay? Because I know you eat more than one. Now, baby, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you know that I love you and Jesus loves you. And I know I'm going to see you next time in Kamira's Kitchen. So please tell me in the comments what other recipes you would like me to do, what other desserts or meals or anything that you would like to see on this channel. I pray you have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.